Comrades, welcome back to Race into Space, where we are continuing our adventure to try and beat the US to the moon. So far things have not been going well, and I'm still a bit doubtful whether we can beat the US, but we'll try, that's all we can do. Let's have a look. Last time we didn't do this after our flyby of the moon. You can see here we now have a little bit of recon intelligence about the far side of the moon, so we now have a total recon level of 60%, which is of course more than the 55% we had before, but we'll have to do several more flybys or a landing or several landings potentially to get this to 100%. So at least we've started that journey now. Then last time we just put a bit of research effort into the Voskhod capsule, and that left us broke, of course. And we booked a Venus flyby mission for next season. So let's see if we'll actually be able to pull that off. So let's end the turn and see what we can do next season. Spring 1967. We're 2 years, or at least we're supposed to be 2 years away from the moon, but there's no way that's happening.
Good evening. And now, the news. A cosmonaut and hero of the Soviet Union has tragically died in a train accident.
Good grief. Baikovsky was removed. Well, of all things you have to die in a train accident. Hey, that's terrible. Other events in the news. China threatens the world after stealing nuclear technology. This concludes our broadcast. Okay, well, now we have quite a bit of money again. Let's just see what the employers are thinking of us. They still hate us. The Politburo is restless and demands great achievements. I'm not sure we can deliver on that, but anyway, let's do a Venus flyby. At least that should appease them if we can succeed and be the first with that. Auto purchase, so we don't need to. Just assign and put the date for the launch for May, that's fine, and continue working on the other things. The one is the Laporte shuttle, I remember. This one is still very early in its development, and we still have a long way to go. On the other hand, we need to focus on the Voskhod more. I think let's put everything into the Voskhod, and what was the Proton is ready. Okay, that's good. And of course the boosters are also ready as far as we can take them. So the next thing I think we need to start investing in is the docking module. Now here is where it gets interesting, because we've now already gone the path of getting the Laporte shuttle. That means we necessarily need to have docking involved in our moon landing. We could otherwise have gone for the direct ascent, but that's a different capsule. If we just have a look, I think that is the LK-700 spacecraft. This actually takes more cosmonauts to the moon than any other plan, but it requires the biggest rocket, which is of course the UR-700, and that's also the most crazy expensive. So I think the Laporte is anyway better because of its reusability, but then necessarily we will need a docking or a landing module. Let's just have a look at our options again, if I don't look under the wrong tab. The LKM or the what's the other one, the LK. Now if I can remember what's the difference between them. What is the difference between them? The LK is the one that they used in real life, but of course they never made it to the moon, so that only carries one cosmonaut. I think the LKM, was this the one? They look so similar in a sense. I guess the LKM is the one that they used in real life. The LK is the two-person version of that. Oh well, either or, it doesn't matter. We just need to get the docking module because we can't make it work if we can't dock. So purchase this. And the interesting thing with the docking module is we cannot research this on the ground. We start with a safety factor of 40%, and that's where it remains. The only way to get this higher is to actually send it into space and attempt to dock with it, which is an expensive effort every time, but we're going to have to do it. So that's why we will need the Voskhod as well, because the Vostok cannot dock, only the Voskhod and higher. So, is there anything more we can invest in? Maybe a lander, the Luna program? I think so. Purchase that. Oh, and we're broke again. How do we keep getting into this problem? So we won't actually be able to do anything next turn. Oh dear, that was not the best strategic move there. How much does it cost? We can't even buy another Proton, so we really can't launch anything next season. Oh well, then we've made our bed, so we must lay in it. Let's start the research on the Luna. Okay, let's see if this mission succeeds. I'm not going to book anything for next season, obviously. We can't do anything. And continue. It should succeed. Come on. Okay, very good success there. I'll skip this. Another good success. I'll let the rest play because we haven't seen a transplanetary injection yet. There we go. Another great success. Come on, get to Venus. Good. Planet orbit burn. I don't know if that's just a correction burn, because I don't think this is actually going to orbit. But anyway, planetary activities. There we go. So maybe it is in orbit of Venus. But there it goes, flying past. Anyway, we did it. Success. The first Venus flyby. And some prestige at last. Okay, fantastic. Move on. Nothing from the US.
Good evening. And now, the news. There has been an important advance in engineering for the space
Oh, of
program.
course.
All hardware has been reduced in cost 50% for this season to accelerate the program.
Thanks. Why do you always do this when I don't have any money?
I'm Svetlana Isvetova.
It's as if it's on purpose. Check intelligence. The KGB reports new information, and Soviet citizens joyously celebrate the 50th anniversary of the October Revolution. So we have 2 megabucks, and now everything is half price, but I can't afford anything. I can't even buy a Voskhod. Hey, why do they always do it like this? Looks like the EVA suits are free now. Docking module. Maybe we can buy another docking module. And another one. Why not? We're going to use a lot of them anyway. Okay, so for the next season, I think we have to book something again. What's the Voskhod looking like? Only 57%. That's not good enough, and we can't do anything to advance it now. So it's going to be another planetary flyby. But we have to, just to get the prestige again. So what's available now? There's Mars in the background. This changes. I only noticed this quite late in the game, where the planets actually change every time in the picture depending on what's available. So we should have a Mars one available. Let's see. Mercury. Okay, never mind. That's Mercury there. Do it. So we can at least show Soviet prowess in one field. So let's move on.
Good evening. And now, the news.
Okay, that's neutral news.
A new surface-to-air missile was tested today and successfully shot down its target.
So that doesn't affect the space program.
This concludes
Kazim has announced retirement as ordered by the Kremlin. Aksyonov has announced retirement. You see, they're all quitting now. American forces are overrun in South Vietnam. I think it's a little early for that. Oh well. Let's see, we have money at last. Okay, first things first, put it into this. I should have launched the Voskhod this season. Oh well, next season. What else? What else? The Luna program. Put the money there. Okay, now don't spend any more. Now we need it on the rockets. So we're going to launch several missions in the next season. Let's see, unmanned, manned. We definitely want a manned orbit. I don't think we need an EVA though. Let's just do a manned orbit. but push the duration a little further. Okay, so we do that. Manned orbital duration, 3 to 5 days. Could we push it even further? No. Turn off all of this stuff. Okay, let me reset it. Sometimes this gets a bit crazy. What we want is that duration. Save that. There we go. 6 to 7 days. And it's A-OK. So do that with a Voskhod. You see, we have so few crews left now, and Kazim is already quitting. Then we'll have to reassign the whole crew there. So let's do this one. These guys are still okay, and then use Kazim and Lyakov as the backup. Lyakov is very happy for some reason. Oh well, let's see. Is there anyone still in the other program, the Vostok? Yes, but he's quitting anyway. Ruman. That's why he's black there. So what else do we have? We've got, doesn't matter if we break the crew there, and we don't have anyone else, so we might actually need to get another cosmonaut recruiting mission. Let's do it. If we run out of crew, we have real problems, and there's still no woman to recruit. That only happens if we get a news report that says we need to recruit women. Then we get the option, which is a bit unfortunate because the Soviets led in that. Oh well. Let's see, anything worthwhile? There was one. Klimuk. Okay, I always look at, well, we can only look at these two, but endurance I think is more important. Because if they have high endurance, they're less likely to quit as far as I understand the whole thing. Now we have a lot of positions to fill. Take this one. Let's take all the level 3s first. Okay, we don't have any more. Just hire as many as we need. Two more, okay, one more. Well, I guess that's going to be one of the level 1s, but they all have pilot, well, that one then, at least have 1 point there. Okay, begin your training, and we still have a bit of money left. So actually in the next turn, we need to do something more. We need to do a docking mission. Now for this one, let's see. We don't need to have a duration. We can just do a manned Earth orbital. Even if I use the crew that's about to quit, I can still use them for one more turn. So keep that, but also I want them to dock. So manned orbital docking, and then they are going to take the docking probe with them. So this is like the Agena that they used with the that the Americans at least used with the Gemini, but this time they won't launch separately. They can launch with it if the rocket is powerful enough. So we'll use this crew but have no backup, and then I guess that's that. We'll assign the rocket once we get the actual mission assembly. So is there anything we need to assemble now? Yes, the Mercury, auto purchase and assign, and we just put it for May again. There's no rush with that. And go. I'll skip this again. Okay, transplanetary injection, the exciting part. Go on, go on. Good, orbit burn. One more step. Almost missed that. Good grief. But we did it. Okay, at least 5 more prestige. So in terms of planetary exploration, we lead again. News.
Good evening. And now the news. Cosmonaut training has suffered a slowdown due to power outages at facilities.
This is where I said the game is absolutely relentless.
I'm Svetlana Izvestia.
Hey, Kazima's retired this season, so I guess we're not launching them after all. I waited too long. So I guess we're gonna have to scrap some of these missions now. This one should be able to go. Well, we wouldn't have money for the next one anyway. Yes, so it's fine. Scrap that one and launch them. Then we still have a bit of money, so we should use it for something. We should probably use it for the Voskhod, just to give them the best chance possible. And then I guess put the rest in the lander at this point. Or some of it. Put 4 in the lander and put the rest in the Laporte if we can. Well, the Laporte is more expensive, so I think we should do that first. 21, 14, 7. Okay, now we know what we have left. So that's a better strategy. And 4, and that leaves us with 1. So let's wish our glorious comrades good luck and launch. So they did a manned lunar pass now. That means they obviously have a rocket that can take people to the moon. So either the Saturn V or possibly a Titan as well, but the upgraded one with the boosters. I'm not sure. We can't see from this image. It's just a generic image. No, we definitely lose. There was a Gemini, so they're sending the Gemini to the moon. That's a clear image there. Okay. Skip that. Let's hope this goes better than the last duration mission that we did. Comrade! Good luck, comrade. Ooh, almost missed that one.
All systems are working well.
Good, comrade. One more step. Well, 2 more. Or was it 3 more? Good grief. Okay, we've seen this. Can skip that. Now it's re-entry. Almost missed that. Maybe his piloting skills, or their piloting skills, saved us there. And then recovery. Good, so it was a success. At least with the Voskhod, they don't have to jump out on the way down. And we still get some prestige, even though we're second. So I'm sure our bosses will be happy. And it is spring 1969 already.
Good evening. And now, the news. A top rocket designer collapses due to overwork and must retire. The Central Committee awards Citizens Medal for individual sacrifice and bravery. R&D results are lower.
R&D. That's not good. So now we really will be slower further.
I'm Svetlana Izvestia. Good night.
Prostitution and drug use reach record levels in the United States. Of course, they're only going to give the bad news, not the good news as well. 100 megabucks. So this is where it gets difficult. If we were going for the UR700, we still couldn't afford that. But luckily, that's not a problem. I think we'll be able to send the Laporte up with the Proton if we're lucky. Let's see. So that's 1500 plus the boosters would give us. So that's 2500, and the Laporte weighs what? 15, and then the lander would weigh another. Oh no, that's not the one we want. So it's going to have to be the LK module. It's the lightest one of the two. So then it can be successful. Okay, well, let's purchase it then at least and begin with the research. It's going to take a long time to get it ready. And what do we have for this season? Nothing. Good grief. Future missions. It's going to have to be the docking. We're really lagging behind on that. So we'll do a docking if we've got the crew for it. We have one. They're green because they went up recently. So I guess you're the primary for that. And the other one should be unmanned then. Do we have a lunar landing? Lunar probe landing. Do that. Let's put some more research into it. It's already at 80, so I'm not going to bother. What we should be doing is putting more into the Laporte, because it should be getting ready by now. Okay, not that much. Just put 14 in and save some for next turn. I'm always bad at that. Go!
Good evening. And now, the
One
news.
good piece of
There has been a
news.
scientific breakthrough in the space program. This concludes our news
The safety
broadcast.
factor increased by
I'm Svetlana
16%,
Islesky.
and we have a whole lot of graduates and nobody dropped out of basic training. That's fantastic. And also just barely in time. The KGB has more information. I'm not even bothering to look anymore. The Soviet Union is the world leader in technology. Wonder if that's true, but anyway, we won't say that out loud. Now, assemble the orbital thing. We have to do this. Doesn't matter what it costs. So we have the Proton and the Voskhod and the docking, so it's enough. We don't need the boosters as well. Assign that. Now we don't have enough for the landing. Scrub it. Oh well. It's at least something. Then put money towards the Laporte. We have to get going on that. We're lagging way behind. Let's just see what our bosses think. They like us, but they still want greater results. Oh well, at least we got somewhere. What does the KGB know? Sikorsky. The KGB reports that the United States is planning an orbital satellite in the next year. They still haven't done that. I guess it's not on their priority list. Planning a manned lunar orbital LM test sometime in the next year. What? So they're virtually going to land soon. Or they're virtually on the edge of landing. So, oh well. It's just a case of doing as much as we can now before the end. Let's book some more docking missions. Manned Earth orbital. So just put the docking on and then scroll. Put that in with the... We have no one assigned yet. So now I must reset, continue, exit, exit. It's too many menus here. But anyway, it's an older game. I'm going to assign let's assign all of them first to the Voskhod program again. And then we'll just make a few teams and then assign the rest to the Laporte. Since we have to be looking at matches again. Matchmaker. So, capsule pilot and docking specialist. Let's take Gubarev and an LM pilot. They're not really great in that. Oh well. Take Klimuk. They like each other. Even though Gubarev is already very upset. This is not a good situation. Let's see. Who else is a good pilot? And docking specialist. This one, Alexandrov. And then find a LM pilot and EVA specialist. This one, Sevastianov. They hate each other. Bad idea. So let's keep Alexandrov though. Just find somebody else. We could try that one. They hate each other. Well, one of them hates the other, so I guess we'll leave that. The rest of them we'll assign to the Laporte. Let's just go out and transfer them there. Leonov, the sooner we get the Laporte working, the better, because it will have that reuse aspect, so we'll save a great deal of money. Now this is going to be very tricky because here we have 3 people, so we have to get the dynamics just right. And this is our important mission here. So let me just see. This might take a while. We just need a good commander on this. Let's take this one. Now we need an LM pilot and EVA specialist. Let's take somebody as long as they have some points. No, they hate each other. Try somebody else. And they hate each other. Eventually I'm just going to have to take someone even if they hate each other. We haven't even got to the third person yet. Okay, they like each other. That's good. Kovalyanikov and Sevastyanov. So now we need one more person into the mix. Okay, let's see. I just have to remember. Okay, they hate the new guy, so I just have to put them back again. No, still hate the new guy. And they what the heck? No, well, they're just gonna have to get along now. I don't care anymore. This just is too much, you know. So let's just create more crews here. Hopefully somebody who's got a better skill there. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother to look. Gotta have some skill there. No docking or EVA skill. That's not good. Okay, the last one we will put into the Vostok program, even though we won't use him there. He's just a backup. Okay, at last, finally. So what do we have for this mission? Nothing. We've assigned this already. And for next season, that was where I was. Okay. So for that, I think we just need to do more of the same. Docking, manned Earth orbital, lock that one in, docking, Voskhod, training, make primary. Should we do a backup? No. Just assign that and then get another one which we're going to use for an extreme duration. Or at least more extreme. No EVA. Don't want to make it more complex than it has to be. So turn that off. Turn that off. No, not lunar orbital. Here, orbital duration. Is there no option for that? Manned lunar orbital. 7. No, that's too much of a penalty. On the other hand, you know, taking a risk right now might be the right thing to do. So we'll use the Voskhod with a kicker, just like the Americans did with the Gemini now. Penalty be damned. Let's do it. It's gonna be you. Good luck. Good luck, comrade. If we have enough money for it. Go. First docking attempt. And a fail. No! Engine burn failure, craft out of control. At least they successfully re-enter. Well, it's a failure. We still got 1 prestige because of the 2 crew, but that's terrible. 1970 already.
And now the news. The Ministry of Defense has shared advanced technology.
Okay, the lander is getting a boost again. I guess the game is trying to help me out here. Valiant veterans see new jet fighters and tanks at the May Day parade. Well, good for them. I don't know about us. Let's just get this thing assigned and the other one as well, even though this is crazy. We will need the kicker though. Well, it's already auto-assigned, and get that in, and then just put them for their dates. Don't even bother to change it, and then put the rest of the money into... No, into nothing, because what I want is to book another one for next season to do the docking again. We have to do that several times to be getting it to a decent level. And do we have any crew? We do. So you're going to be the primary. And then also I want to try another landing on the moon with a probe. Lunar flyby, lunar probe landing and exit. And should we... I think so. Even though I'm so hopeless right now, I know we're not going to succeed anymore. We should still try. Go. Let's see. This is our orbital docking. And is it the same stage again? Engine nozzle out of control. Re-entry, recovery landing. -7 prestige this time. So, lunar orbital, is this gonna succeed? Probably not, but let's see. At least we got through that stage. Ooh, just by the thinnest margin. Translunar injection. The only question is how horribly will they die? There we go. Lunar mid-course correction. All systems are go. Okay, that's a good thing. Communications failure, minor problem. Backup system takes over. All systems go. It's a miracle, but I shouldn't speak too soon. They're in orbit of the moon. At least that's something. Even if we have to use this with the lander. Okay, go home. Good, comrade. Now make it back. Come on. Another success at least. Okay, skip that. Another success. Another. And another. My good grief. This actually succeeded. We did it. 21 prestige. We're the first to do the manned lunar orbit and the duration level D. The Americans only did a lunar pass. So sometimes crazy things seem to work in this game. Maybe we still have a chance. It's now fall 1970. So let me just listen to the news here and then I'll save and end the episode.
Good evening. And now the news. A rival scientist criticized the Soviet space ministers for the high cost of manned exploration. Robot planetary explorers were offered as a cheaper alternative.
Well, there's some merit in that. The KGB reports new information. Let's just have a... No. Let's end the episode here. It's already over half an hour. So, yes, it's not looking good, but we still have some chance to actually do this. So, let's see in the next episode. Thank you for watching, comrades, and see you next time. Have a fantastic day.